Drop you off on the other side of town. I'm just kidding, folks. But that being said, enough with all the unfun stuff. Let me open up with the joke to keep the mood a little light in here, you know? What do you get when you cross an elephant and a rhino? Elephino. But with that being said, we're gonna get out of here, folks. Yes, those are the kind of jokes I'm gonna be telling on this to bus too, so get ready for it. Get ready for it. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna head straight down the way, but I do have my facts about Vegas, like we have Bally's right here on the TH here. Now, all that stuff in that movie, 100% true. That stuff actually happened out here. All that craziness about the mob running the casinos and stuff and stealing money from the casinos, sending it back up, all true. That was all real deals that happened out here. But later on, like they said, the Tangier ended up getting demolished and they built the original MGM here. Yes, the original MGM. It wasn't the one that's over there on Tropicana right now. No, that one was built in 1993. About 12 years later, after the original was built right here in 1981. But we lost it in also March of 1981 due to a tragic fire that ended up happening there. It ended up destroying the top 3 floors of the hotel. Again, they reconstructed it and made it Bally's Hotel and Casino. We finally got the bars back open. Woo! That's what I'm saying, right? Got the bars open and the Flamingo will have 50-cent beer between 5 and 6 o'clock. That's right. I know you guys are alcoholics. You should just check their clock right now to see if it was really 6 o'clock. Like, no, it's not. It's not. So, but you know why they closed the bars, right? Because of COVID, obviously, right? But you know why, right? COVID-19. So, folks, I told you to give you those kind of jokes. So, folks, are to get down the way. We're going to see the Bellagio popping up right here to the right-hand side. This has the fountain show. That fountain show will go off every half hour out here in Vegas. What time we got right now? We're just a little bit too early for it right now. The next one's going to be at 7:30, then at 8, then 8:30, then 9. But then at 9 o'clock, it's going to change up. It's going to happen every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. All the way up until about 2 in the morning, okay? So very fun to check it out right here. We're going to get down the way to see the wonderful Cosmopolitan popping up right here, flashing those blue lights at it. I love that little piece of design to it all, how your balconies themselves will alternate with blue colors. Now, if you want to do a little ice skating while you're out here in Vegas, guess what? I got a nice little spot for you to ice skate, and it has a great view of Vegas as well. At the Cosmopolitan, if you look at that 3rd floor right up there, you see those lights? That is where you can go ice skating. The pool used to be up there, so during the summertime you can swim up there. During the wintertime we freeze it over, and now there is ice skating allowed right on top. Then this is all right here over at the Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan has the world's largest chandelier here. The world's largest chandelier is 3 stories tall. It's so big they actually put a bar inside it so you can party like a light bulb. It's lit. refurbished the old one. That Statue of Liberty, man, it gets more attention out here than anything. I'll tell you that right now. She is the only Raider fan in Vegas. The only Raider fan in Vegas. Go ahead, tell me different. Is anyone a Raider fan on here? That's what I thought. We actually sold 0 jerseys out here, so we had to sew them all together to make the one giant jersey she's wearing right now. So she has her mask on as well. She is wearing a Las Vegas mask as well. So does anyone know what she's made out of? It's not copper like the actual one, and it's not copper like the actual one. We can't afford that, you know. New York fancier than us. We can't afford that. So obviously you think it's concrete, right? Wrong. We can't even afford the concrete. It's styrofoam. That is industrial styrofoam that you were looking at right there. There's actually a pole right down the middle to keep her from blowing away. So that's industrial styrofoam that you were looking at right now. When we get back down the way from the opposite direction, it's going to be a beautiful view of Vegas. So definitely get your cameras out and ready when we're coming back down this way. You're going to get the whole skyline of Vegas on one. So you guys seem a little tense right now. You guys want another joke? You know, what kind of shoes do ninjas wear? Sneakers. I told you they're gonna be like cheesy jokes around here. I like my cheesy jokes, okay? I think they're Gouda. It's only gonna get cheddar from here. But I'm gonna stop right now because I'm milking it at this point. I'm sorry for those of you that are lactose intolerant. I'm so sorry. But as we get down the way, we're going to see the Excalibur popping up right here. Excalibur is King Arthur's castle. If you don't know who King Arthur is, he's the guy who pulled the sword from the stone and became the king of Camelot. So that's why he has a summer home out here called the Excalibur. You know, we used to actually have a sword in the stone here when it first opened up. And then every time someone would try to pull that out, every once in a while it would come out. And if you did get the opportunity to pull the sword out, you got a free buffet. Amazing. But here it is, the Excalibur. Do you want to know the real reason why Vegas even built the Excalibur? They built it because of Disneyland. I'm not going to lie to you folks. It's only because of Disneyland. Let me tell you the truth, okay? Disneyland built their castle in California Adventures around the 60s, and then we started losing families, okay? And the families have moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, everyone who's over the age of 21 that we care about, right? That's what we want, right? So what we decided to do was to mess with you folks, as you decided to mess with us. We decided to build a castle and only between the only 2 roads that get to California. This road right here and the freeway that's on the other side right there. Those are the only 2 roads that get to California from this point, right? So when your children see that castle, they go, oh, Disneyland, I see Disneyland, I know Disneyland, when I see it, that's a castle right there, I see Disneyland, I see Mickey walking around the street too, I know this is the Disneyland, you know, we're gonna park right here. Do you want to hear that for the next 3 hours? Or you just gonna clover? We all win in this situation. Like I said, we got Mickey and Minnie on the streets anyways. You see them? We got them. So folks, as we get down the way though, we will see the Luxor right here. The Luxor with the pyramid itself. The pyramid is a 1/3 scale model of the smallest pyramid of Giza. The smallest one. So you can just imagine how big the biggest pyramid of Giza is. So it has the brightest light in the world. That is what we are looking at right now. That is the brightest light in the world. It is at 15% power right now. 15% power and operates only 6 hours out of the day. That will cost us about $45,000 a night right now. So the reason why we started doing that was because when we had it at at 100% power, it cost us $1 million a night to do that. So we don't do that anymore. But when it was at 100% power, you can't see it from Utah. You can see it from New Mexico. You can see it from parts of California. You can't even see it from space. Google Maps has proven that as well. So, because we did shoot it up at 100% power just to take a picture of it, and you can't see the people. So, my biggest theory about the whole thing, again, this is just a theory though. It's a theory, okay? There's a bunch of weirdos out here in Vegas. I know you've seen them out here, okay? You've all seen them out here. That's not normal, okay? That's not from this planet if you think so, right? That's what I'm saying. Pyramid. Oh, what about the pyramids in Giza? They say they line up with stars. Aliens. That's what I'm saying, folks. Why are we signaling space? Aliens. You still don't believe me. What's 90 miles away from here? Not Roswell, but Area 51. Bigger than that. But Roswell's only like 4 hours from here. She's right, though. Aliens. They gather around this area. Why? Because we signal them. We let them know. We let them know we're here. So, there you go. There you go, folks. But in enough of that. We're gonna go back to the real facts now in Vegas. So notice how it is a matte black look to the pyramid itself. If it actually did not have those lights, you probably wouldn't really be able to see the pyramid itself. The reason why we did that is because during the day, it is so bright here in Vegas that if it had any glare, it would actually blind the pilots. That, you know, because we're right next to the airport. We're gonna see that in just a moment. So, and originally we wanted these 18 karat gold dusted windows that are over at the Mandalay Bay on the Luxor, but in the middle of that construction, we kept getting calls from the airport saying, "Hey, you need to change those windows. I can't see." So definitely, you want your pilots knowing what they're doing, right? So, but at least the Mandalay Bay got it with those 18 karat gold dusted windows. Again, 18 karat gold dusted windows. Those are the second most expensive windows here in Vegas. The second most expensive. The first one is going to be over at Trump International with 24 karat gold dusted windows. 24 karat gold dusted windows. So we're gonna get down the way. This is going to be the coldest part of this tour. This is gonna be the coldest part of it. So please get ready for it. Hang on to your hats, your glasses, your wigs, your toupees, because if anything falls off, we cannot go back forward. Okay, folks? We're gonna get down here. We also are gonna get a nice chance to see Allegiant Stadium, our Raiders stadium that we have out here. Yes, we have the Raiders now. Los Angeles didn't want them. Oakland didn't want them. So like everyone from California, they always end up here in Vegas. So we ended up getting the Raiders as well. As we get down the way, we will see a piece of Allegiant Stadium just behind the Mandalay Bay. We have it behind the Mandalay Bay because we don't even care about the Raiders. You know, it's okay. So they're just here. They're here, you know. So the stadium itself, though, is really, really cool. It costs $2.1 billion to make. It has a retractable ceiling, and it also has a retractable floor, so that it has staging to come out from it. It is also a soccer stadium as well, so not only are we going to have football games there, but we're going to have soccer games here. I don't know how this is going to really work next year, because next year, you know, the World Cup's going to be coming up pretty soon, and we were going to host it between Canada, United States, and Mexico, and there was this huge rumor that Vegas was actually going to get about 3 of those games, so who knows if that's really going to happen anymore, though. Let's see what goes on with that. But there it is, just behind there, Allegiant Stadium, a nice little piece of it lit up. It is open to the public right now, a nice little piece of it, so if you want to go into there and say that you saw Raider Stadium, you definitely can. It holds over 65,000 people in there. It is the 3rd largest stadium in America. The first one is Dallas Stadium, the AT&T Stadium that they have going on right down there. That holds over, 110,000 people in there. Costs a total of $2.8 billion for that one stadium. Ridiculous. All for the cheerleaders? So, folks, we're going to get down the way. We will get to see the Las Vegas sign. Now, when we get down to the Las Vegas sign, it will say, "Drive carefully, come back soon." The reason why is because if we keep going for 30 more minutes, we will be in California. Baker, California, 30 minutes away. Los Angeles, California, 3.5 hours away. 2.5 if you know how to drive. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying. We can get a lottery ticket in 30 minutes if you want. That's the only type of gambling we do not legalize here. We did not legalize the lottery. You can't get a lottery ticket here. You can't even get a scratch card here. So, yeah, you gotta go to California or Arizona for that kind of stuff. So, if anyone wants, we can go. Everyone gives us $15 right now. We'll go to California and get lottery tickets. Everyone gives us $20. I guarantee you Michael K knows how to drive. We'll be back on time. So, folks, there it is. The Las Vegas sign saying "Drive carefully, come back soon." We're gonna get one view of it right now, and then we're gonna turn around and get another view of the sign. Are there any crazy people out here right now taking pictures? Hey, put some pants on! It's freezing out here! You're out here in shorts? Unbelievable! It's from Nebraska, probably. So, folks, we're gonna get down. You don't even got a sweater! Put a jacket on! It's freezing! Oh my gosh! It's freezing! I sell blankets $10. I'm just kidding. So, folks, we're gonna turn around right here. Here's the airport. Here's the airport. Here's where some of you folks flew in. Who flew to Vegas? Raise your hand. You aren't supposed to be tired, huh? So, McCarran was our senator back in the 50s. He also helped inaugurate the sign in here, which the sign was given to us in 1953 by Betty Willis. Betty Willis was the woman who created the sign. The front of the sign says, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas." Not to say that, but it says, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas." And welcome will be written in Betty Willis's handwriting. That is her cursive that's on there. And then the silver dollars. I'm sorry, the welcome is in silver dollars. I had that backwards. The silver dollars represent the slot machines accepted silver dollars back in the day. And then we are also the silver state. We are the silver state. And then the fabulous is written in Betty Willis's handwriting. Sorry, fabulous written in her handwriting. And that red star that's on top of the sign itself that flashes orange and red actually symbolizes the 150 atomic bombs that were detonated out here in Vegas. We actually have the atomic bomb testing museum out here. If you guys want to check it out, it is also open to the public still. I'm born and raised here in Vegas. I don't believe in none of that radiation stuff. I don't believe in it, but I will tell you one thing: my hair was straight when I was born. So we're gonna get out of the way here, folks. We're gonna head straight. Now we're gonna get a nice view of the sign. I'm gonna step down just a little bit so you folks can take pictures of the sign and stuff like that. My folks that are sitting down here, if one of you wanna hop on over to get a video of the sign, it's gonna be on the left hand side. There's gonna be an opportunity because we're just gonna slow down. There it is, the sign. That sign's got 99 light bulbs and an LED ain't one. Hit me. Worth $45,000. $45,000 night. I will tell you that is the third most expensive suite that we actually have out here in Vegas. The third most expensive suite. The second one will be at the Encore. The Encore, which costs at $55,000 a night. $55,000. And then there's the Palms. Yeah, the Palms. Out of all of them, it was Palms. They had revamped their stuff up and gave themselves the Empathy Suites. So it's real late. The Empathy Suites, and they cost $100,000 a night to stay there. All you get is your room, which is 2 stories tall. It comes with 2 beds in there, an elevator and an escalator, just in case your escalator tell you something. At the Cosmo, wait, let me actually tell you about a lot of these casinos out here. A lot of these casinos will have casinos on the bottom floor, right? You all know that, right? But they also have casinos on the top floor. The top floor. Now, those casinos are meant for high rollers. High roller is a person who can spend $200,000 every hour for the next 2 days. That's $1.9 million. At the Cosmo, if you spend $1 million there, you get invited to the casino on top. If you spend another $1 million there, you get free. Okay? Worth it! Worth it! So that's that, folks. I'm happy that a lot of these shows are opening back up here in Vegas. We're starting to bring a lot of these shows back. David Copperfield's here. We have Piff the Magic Dragon here. He's available. Take Face is also available. Donnie's going to be coming back without Marie, but Donnie will be here. And then, yeah, no Marie. It's just got the gun. So I'm kidding. And then my favorite show that we got back, I'm really happy about, here at the Tropicana, we got the Prince Tribute Show. Who does not love Prince? You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't love Prince? That's what I'm saying. Who doesn't love a little bit of that? Honey, I know, times are changing. Right? A little bit of that raspberry beret. The kind you find in a secondhand store. I thought this bus liked the party. Like it's 1999. Well, I'll keep doing this, folks. I'm gonna do it till the doves cry. Till I'm driving a little red Corvette. Alright, now. Yes, that's the Prince Tribute Show. If you want to hear a lesser version of what I just did, there it is, right here at the Tropicana. So like I said, we're getting into a great picture of Vegas right now. Get your cameras out. It's going to be a beautiful picture of Vegas. You got literally the whole skyline in one shot right here. The whole skyline in one shot. If you ever want to come back for a good picture of it as well, you have the Sky Bridge right here. This is the Sky Bridge. But you guys want to try to get a shot of it right now. Try to. Step down. Statue of Liberty left-hand side, and then Leo the Lion on the right-hand side. Leo the Lion is actually the second biggest bronze statue in the world. The first one is actually going to be the Buddha. Alright, we call it a red light here. This is a really long red light, so if you want to stand up in your seats, like, you know, when we're walking around in the bus, but if you want to stand up and take the picture and stuff like that, you know, hit that panorama and stuff like that, we're right in front of you. It's gonna be hey, don't hurt yourself now. Come on now. Can't sue us. No way. It's on your ticket. It says it right there. Can't sue. No refund and can't sue. So, folks. Yeah, this is one of my favorite shots of Vegas. The New York. Only 2 of those buildings on there are actually falsetto buildings. The rest of them are office buildings and actual hotel rooms. The only ones that are actual hotel rooms are the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building. Those are the ones that are your hotel rooms. The rest of it will be office rooms and convention holding centers. And then I think only 2 of those, but in the back, are actually just spots. They're just sitting there. Roller coaster. You can't ride the roller coaster. It is open. It's $22 to ride during the day. It's about $27 to ride at night. Or get $32 for an all-day pass. I say get an all-day pass because if you ride it more than twice, you already got your money's worth right there. So, woo! Tropicana looking beautiful with all these Christmas lights. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah as well. It's on the first day of Hanukkah. Remember that. So, that's the entire thing. Is it Jewish? Yeah. So, what color is the MGM? It's green, right? It's not your question, not green. And so, what kind of green is it? Now been specific. It is an emerald green. The reason why it is an emerald green, this is the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz. Back in the day, the grand entrance used to be right here where Leo the Lion was. Leo the Lion used to be fiberglass, roaring at the people, and we had the yellow brick road in here. We even had the ruby slippers here at one time. But Feng Shui, who that guy is, he's got a lot of pull around here. He said all that was bad luck. So we paved over the yellow brick road, we bronzed up the statue, moved the entrance down to the right, break it down. David Copperfield is the world's greatest illusionist. Who was the wizard? That movie came out in 1939, so if you want a spoiler alert, this is a big one right now. The wizard was not a real wizard. He was the world's greatest illusionist. Boom, David Copperfield is the wiz. So folks, M&M World right here, Coca-Cola World. M&M World is the one place in the world where you can finally put your face on an M&M. Yes, we have the technology now to put our faces on M&Ms. There's nothing more satisfying than eating your own face. I'll tell you that much right now. You can also write messages on M&Ms now. You can write messages like "I love you," give it to your significant other, right? That's beautiful. You can write messages like "it's over," you know, and whatever works out, you know. I hear some laughters. I hear some new ideas popping up, right? So, folks, and in Coca-Cola World, you can try every single flavor Coca-Cola, like the basics, cherry Coke, right? Vanilla Coke, the basics, right? What about grape? Grape and Coke? Peaches and Coke is one of my favorite. George's Peaches Coca-Cola, delicious. And then my newest favorite as well, milk. Milk and Coca-Cola. Yes, I know what you're thinking about. That is disgusting, gang. What is wrong with you? Have you ever tried cream soda? Same thing. A root beer float? Same thing for you older folks on Laverne and Shirley. You're like, bro, dang, how old are you? What do you mean? But yes, folks, all that is basically the same thing. I know what you're thinking. Wow, he changes lives. It's a most important thing. As we get out of here, though, folks, it's overtaxed already. Second of all, yeah, we will talk about it on the bus. It's totally fine. It's legal out here. Look. Hey, you smoke it! See, no one cares. No one cares what you're doing out here. It's okay. So, just be respectful of your surroundings about that. Remember, there's still families out here and stuff like that. Be respectful. And always remember, if you have an edible, you can always eat more. Start small. Start small. I don't know how many times some of you get sent to the hospital and these nurses are just laughing at you because you're just on weed and stuff like that. So, Planet 13 is out here. Planet 13 is the largest dispensary in the world. We have finally become the weed capital of the world and stuff like that. We've beaten Amsterdam. So Planet 13 is just behind Trump International. When we get down the way, it'll be to the left. It'll be Fashion Show Mall as well. If you want to go check that out. They have a drone show that flies over your head every hour that synchronizes to music, which is pretty cool. They have a coffee shop and a pizza shop, and then a coffee shop does sell marijuana infused coffee. And they also have an LED floor that's a koi pond. And then you step on it, the water ripples, and the fish react to it. That's not going to freak out high people, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, bring it down the way. Let's talk about Taco Bell. You know, you guys are getting munchies after that conversation, right? Yeah, Taco Bell. The reason why I like to talk about Taco Bell here, though, is ours is a cantina. The reason why ours is a cantina is so we can play that Star Wars song in there. I'm just playing. The reason why it's a cantina is so you can sell alcohol in there. Yes, we now sell alcohol at Taco Bell. We can get a margarita and a cheesy gordita. So, the most beautiful part about that, I know you guys have always been like, oh, I love Taco Bell so much. I would totally get married at Taco Bell. Well, guess what? Vegas has made your dreams come true. We got a Taco Bell church in there, and you can get married in Taco Bell. For $500, you can get a 12-pack of tacos and a bouquet of taco sauce packets. Yes, and your marriage. So not too bad. They do the catering and everything. You just found the street up right now. Very nice. What we are witnessing is 10,000 pounds of pressure. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's give it up for the Bellagio Fountain Show. Give it up for that. That was the Bellagio Fountain Show. Like I said, if you guys are going to want to see this again, you're going to want to check it out after when we get back every 15 minutes. When we get back, it's going to go on every 15 minutes, okay? So, but that's out here, the Bellagio Fountain Show. They have many different versions of it. Like they had this Hobbit one that was just going on right now. I think the next one after this will be the Celine Dion one. And then after that, it goes on to the Elvis, and it switches on so on and so forth through it all. So you're definitely going to want to check out multiple versions of the show. As we get down the way, we're going to see Bally's real more Okay, so yes, and who's donating it to us? So obviously the science. I said science, right? They're donating it to us. We actually had so many bodies here in Vegas that we actually opened up 2 bodies museums. So there's one here at the Bally's, and there's also one at the Luxor. Both very unique to their own design. So if you get one ticket from one, they will give you a discount. Just saying. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna straight down the way. We get to see the Flamingo right now. Just a moment. Also the Cromwell. The Cromwell was just hosted of the new show, the Love Island. You guys know what that is, right? The Love Island season 2 was filmed out here in Vegas, and they took over the entire top level of the Cromwell. Yeah. Also, the Flamingo was the oldest casino on the Strip. Oldest casino on the Strip as of this day. It built in 1946. So same as the hotel that we're going to go to right now, which is the Golden building. It's also built in 1946. This was originally owned by a mobster. These were a lot of these hotels and casinos were owned by the mob and stuff like that. We had 4 major mobsters out here. We had the New York mob, we had the Chicago mob, we had the Cleveland mob, and then we also had the Milwaukee mob out here. Yeah, Wisconsin was out here. That's where we got our alcohol from. It makes sense now, huh? You make a face like, what? And then all of a sudden I was like, alcohol. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Now, that's all was done out here. One of the main mobsters was over at the Desert Inn Hotel. Now, the Desert Inn Hotel was owned by the Cleveland mob. Now, where is the Desert Inn Hotel? It's where the Wynn is standing today. It's where the Wynn stands today. Now, in 1961, Steve Wynn, back in the day, used to actually work in the Desert Inn Hotel. Not as a billionaire or anything like that, before all that stuff. He actually worked there as an elevator operator. Yeah, an elevator operator. They just push him going up. Alright, we're going up. So Howard Hughes comes into play though in '63 and ends up buying the entire hotel and casino from the Cleveland mob. If you guys don't know who Howard Hughes is, Iron Man's character, you know, Tony Stark, Stan Lee designed his character after Howard Hughes. That's why his dad's name is Howard Stark. So when Tony Stark acts, his picture, that's Howard. Okay? So Howard Hughes comes into the Cleveland mob. He was like, hey, I'm buying this hotel. I like this place. I'm buying it. It was worth only $5 million at the time. At that time. He comes in there, the Cleveland mob's like, I'm not going to. This is Howard Hughes. I'm going to collect for all this shit. I want $13 million for the hotel. $13 million. You know what Howard Hughes did? Throw him a check. He said, all right. Wrote him a check. And then he calls for a staff meeting. He tells everyone to get together and he fires everyone in the hotel. And Howard, and that's how Steve Wynn ended up losing his job, going over to work at the Golden Nugget, where we're going to go right now. This all makes sense in a minute because later on, he becomes a busboy at the steakhouse in Golden Nugget and a manager. And when you're a manager at one of these places back in the day, the mob would come in, they would ask me questions like, well, how's the steakhouse and stuff like that. They really got personal with you. Steve Wynn was not a very quiet guy. When they say, hey, Steve, how's the steakhouse? He said, the steakhouse sucks. The floor's cracked. The cow's on the wrong end. It's all bad out here. It sucks. Did they fire Steve Wynn? No, they promoted him. He actually refurbishes the entire hotel and casino. This is what starts him in now the hotel business and stuff like that. So who notices what Steve Wynn's doing? It wasn't Howard Hughes. Surprisingly enough, it was actually Mormons that cared about what Steve Wynn was doing. Why would they even care? Because they own 33% of Vegas. 33% of all of Vegas. So that's why they saw that. They were like, oh, look what he's doing. So they decided to invest in him. He goes out to New York with their money, flips it around on Wall Street, comes back in the 80s, and then he gives them their money back, and then he starts his first hotel out here. Do you know what it was? It was a Mirage. That's this one coming up right here to the left-hand side of the Mirage. They ended up building Treasure Island 2 years later after that. And then 3 years later after that, he ended up building Bellagio. He ended up selling them all for $6.1 billion to MGM Grand. He ends up starting his next hotel, the Wynn, in 2008. And then in 2010, he ends up building the next one, the Encore. All this. Now, do you know where the Wynn and the Encore stands today? I told you this before. It stands where the Desert Inn Hotel was built, right? So you know what that means? That means he bought the land of where he used to work for. And he ended up building his own hotel on top of it. You know where else he used to? You know what hotel he bought after he became famous? He bought the Golden Nugget too. You know what's gonna happen 10 years from now when I hit my millions? Daniel's Big Bus Tour. Send me tickets. I'll let you on. do, we're not gonna tell anyone about this. No one write this on your TripAdvisor or anything like that. We're all gonna keep this on the hush hush, okay? So the Mirage Volcano show happens here, okay? It happens in about 2 minutes, okay? So we're gonna legally park this bus right here on the turn lane for you folks, okay? So until a cop either tells us to move or until the show says they're gonna not go on, we're gonna chill right here. Is that cool with all of you? Alright, just don't be snitching out. Oh, Daniel let us all on the bus right here. She's on the side. Michael Katie's holding up traffic. With that, I'm gonna leave you with the Christmas music. Or a joke. Which one do you want?
Christmas music, please.
You don't even know which one. You hear those crickets? Here? No, I'm not kidding. No, they're artificial crickets. Yes, they are artificial. It's like they ain't real crickets. No, they're not real crickets. They're not. This is like the 1 minute warning sign. That's what it is. Alright folks, now we are going to straight boot into the downtown area. Please hang on to your seats, your hats, your glasses. You're not going to be going as slow as we were before we were great traffic. But thank Michael K. Everyone thank Michael K. because he's the one who slowed us down to get us here on time. Appreciate you. Got to see the boat now. Perfect timing. Now we also get to see the beautiful Venetian right here. Now the Venetian is one of the largest casinos that we got going on right here. It is at 265,000 square footage. It's so big that they actually have the gondola rides both on the outside and on the inside of the hotel. This is basically a miniature version of the Venetian that's in Venice, Italy. Now the Venetian that's in Italy though, that is the largest casino in the world. So definitely gonna want to check that one out. Now, like I said, when we get down here, you're gonna notice that we have a lot of fake things around here. We have fake crickets. I think that was a real volcano. I know, I'm just spoiling it all right now. Then we got fake people, fake money, all that stuff out here. Then we got fake buildings. Look at this. You see the Venetian right here? The sign? Look over to the right. You can look through that wall. Oh my land, that's not even a real wall. See what happened was in 2008 we hit the recession out here in Vegas. They were like, you know what? We can't afford that. Let's just go ahead and stop betting on it. Yes, since 2008 we put $1 million time up just to sit there. Of the shows that we do not have any, we don't have this anymore. We lost it back in 2013. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about Siren's Cove, the pirate ship show that we used to have out here. We used to have mermaids that would swim about. We had people jumping off the top of the boats and everything. These boats would actually battle it out, and that one would sink. That one would sink down to the bottom. But unfortunately, when we built CBS broke one of the hydraulic lifts for one of the ships. So that's why we actually can't have the show anymore, because of CBS. So if you guys want to hate on anyone, hate on CBS the most, you know. So hey CBS! Hey CBS! You suck! Let's check off. Let's go run. You have to run. Whoa, great! Whoa, great! Whoa, great! Whoa, great! As we get down the way, though, we're going to get to see the Wynn and the Encore, the ones that lives in the hotel and casinos that I was talking about earlier that were owned by Steve Wynn. This is it right here. Now, this sign right here is the Wynn Eraser. The reason why it's called the Wynn Eraser is because of how it goes up and down, erasing the old sign. How it's all the way up there, it'll actually come down and erase that billboard and put down a new one. And then vice versa, it will go up again, erasing the old billboard, putting down that new one. Look, it's going down right now. Here it is. That is the most expensive sign here in Vegas. The most expensive sign here in Vegas. The reason why is because of the technology that went in to put that. Notice how like the ball rolls on top of that little edge right there perfectly. It stopped right on the edge. Later on, there'll be like a hot air balloon scene going on, and then you'll see a hot air balloon coming up with the ropes that'll attach onto the Wynn sign as it pulls it up. It's that little bit of technology that went into it. That's why it's so expensive. When I say it's the most expensive sign here in Vegas, how expensive do you think that's going to be? $1 million? 10 million? Maybe 100 million? Let's say it's $750 million for the one sign. For that one sign. Yes. That's how much it really costs. It's fancy though. It's because they want to be fancy. So, I mean, they can afford it though. I mean, it's the Wynn. It has the fanciest drink here in Vegas. Who wants to buy me a drink? I just want to see who I can sucker. I mean, who's nice enough to buy me a drink here in Vegas, you know? I only like one drink, and it is here at the Wynn. It is the Oh No cocktail. The reason why it's called an Oh No cocktail is because half the time when people order it, they go, oh no, never mind, I don't want that anymore. What's in it is actually Louis the 13th Private Reserve Cognac, which is about a $5,000 bottle of cognac. Cristal champagne mixed together, which is about a $6,000 bottle of champagne. It's all mixed together in a crystal cup that you get to keep. Yes, you get to keep the cup. You don't have to steal it like a Moscow Mule. It's amazing. Amazing. I tell that joke, so I know those of you that snickered already stole a cup of cup. So 15%, which is 1,500 on top of that. So 11,500 for the one game. Again, that is so here at the Island and Encore. Look at the Encore right here. Oh man, I hate when it's the weekdays here in Vegas because weekdays most of these hotels now are closed. So weird because of the whole COVID situation. This is one of them. Notice how like now the lights are on the side right here. Normally you would see actual high rollers being here. When high rollers come to town, remember what I told you about Christmas spends $200,000 every hour here in Vegas. They would stay here because this is where those second most expensive suites that I was telling you about, the Encore. All down the side of this are those suites that are going on right there. So just we can't see them right now. Usually we can see the chandeliers that are hanging off the side of the side right there. But unfortunately today, this is actually a gift to Steve Wynn's wife. This was a gift. The whole thing. He said, "Happy birthday, baby! I love you." Step it up, gentlemen. Step it up. Now, she walked around the whole hotel. It took her 3 weeks to look around the whole entire hotel and everything. And after those 3 weeks of receiving that hotel, you know what she did? She said, "Steve, I want a divorce." So they'll drop them in the collection. It actually happened so often that they had to hire someone to cash out all the chips for that. For them. They gave that person a special title and everything. You know what their title is? They're the chipmunk. No, but that is true though. They do actually have the church. It is still open, and they do accept church. So, what do you call Batman when he skips church? Christian Bale. We're at the Resorts World with the beautiful screen right there on the left-hand side. This is Resorts World. This is going to be the most expensive casino in the world. The most expensive casino in the world. The most expensive one right now that is fully built is in Dubai at $3.5 billion. When this one is fully done and on the March of 2021, you will see this at $8.9 billion. $8.9 billion. The reason why it's going to cost so much, it is a Chinese-themed casino, so it will have a grand entrance of the Great Wall of China. It will have the terracotta soldiers as the security team, so if you mess around in that hotel, you're going to get buried with the emperor, okay? And guess what? We're bringing back an old tradition of Vegas. Remember the lions? Remember the tigers? We're getting bears. Oh my, yes, we're going to have 5 panda bears in summer of 2021 here at Resorts World. We're going to see the Sahara Hotel in just a moment. The Sahara Hotel, that is my hotel. That's mine. I named it is what I should say. What do I mean by that? Look, 1986, this was built as the Sahara. And then they sold it. They sold it and made it the SLS. SLS was such a stupid name. You know what it stood for? Some like sunshine. Yeah. And then they sold it again. They kept it SLS with another dumb name. Some like Sochi. They did this 5 times to the poor hotel and casino with this SLS replica. So I called it So Long Sahara to keep it simple, right? They loved my joke so much they were like, "Daniel, you're absolutely right. We should make this the Sahara Hotel. So welcome to my hotel, the Sahara. I just decorated it." Who believes me? For those of you that don't believe me, you will rue this day. Don't ever doubt the power of a tour guide. We're not allowed to abuse it, but oh, I swear I will. I will. With that being said, for those of you that don't believe me, like I said, you're gonna rue this day. Gonna rue it. That being said, though, we're gonna get out the way, looking at the Stratosphere popping up right here. Stratosphere. It's no longer the Stratosphere, actually. That's not its name. It's known as the Strat. They sold it for $18 million back in 2019, so they can cut the name in half. That's all they wanted to do, was cut the name in half. So now it is known as the Strat. Everyone look straight up in the air. Do you see it? Everyone look straight up in the air. Do you see it? I'll make you look anywhere I want. Power of a tour guide. I told you I knew you knew it. I told you you knew it. I'm just kidding. This is the dispensary. I'm about to lose half of y'all's attention. Here it is. This is the dispensary. This is the only place that actually sells marijuana-infused beer. Just saying, well, this is the only place that does it. Marijuana-infused beers where you can get drunk and high at the same time without having to drink champagne on an airplane. 2 trains. That's right here to the right-hand side. The name of that beer is pretty ingenious. It's called Two Brew. It's a genius name. Pretty genius. We're gonna get out of here. Travel Bells does also fake weddings. They do fake weddings, so if you wanted to like basically pose as like, oh, I got married to someone, you know, random stranger, and freak out your family and friends when you get home, don't do it. Alright, I already know I lost your trust with this, but everybody looks straight up at the Strat. Everyone looks straight up. I promise you, I'm not messing with you this time. There are 3 rides up there. There are 3 actual rides up there that you can ride. The first ride will be the Extreme, which is all the way over to the hand side, that bar right there. It literally teeter-totters you right over the edge. And guess what? When you get to the edge, the track extends to make you think that you're falling off the track. So that's always fun. Then there's the Big Shot. The Big Shot's on the antenna itself. It actually shoots you up 200 feet more into the air at 60 miles an hour. So you want to try that out? Alright, there's another one. There's one that's on the other side of it where they perch you over the edge and then they spin you around at 30 miles an hour. That's called the Insanity. You guys want to ride that one? You can ride all 3 rides on top. You can ride all 3 rides on top. $39. That's not bad. $39. I'll do it. Now, if that's not extreme enough, you want to do something more extreme? You see that blue platform all the way up there? You see it? It's where you jump. It's where you jump. I'm not kidding you when I say that. It is absolutely free to jump off the stratosphere. It is $120 though if you want a safe landing. $150 with the wrist camera, you know what I'm saying? Now let me be the first to actually welcome you to Las Vegas, okay? This is actual Las Vegas. You saw how we crossed that archway? That was the symbolism of us actually entering Vegas. We have not been in Vegas the entire time we've been on this tour. For this whole entire first hour we've been going, haven't even been Vegas. No? Not until this very exact moment. If you've never gone past the strip, past Stratosphere from this point, you've never even been to Vegas. Some of you've been to Vegas 4 times in a row and never gone this far and never been to Vegas. Now, what do I mean by that? Because some of you still don't believe me when I'm talking about that. Some of you have done Snapchat and Instagram, all that stuff out there on the strip, right? And then you start going through the filters and it says paradise, right? That's not a joke. We're not being, cheesy about it. Oh, Vegas is paradise. That's Paradise, Nevada. That is the town of Paradise, Nevada. That's actually it. Once we crossed over in here, we hit the actual city of Las Vegas. This is it, baby. Now, the best part about Vegas is obviously the freaking street experience, where they have 15 million LED light bulbs and stuff like that. That's where they have the light show. That's what we're gonna go down to see right now. We're gonna go see the light show.